Hello everybody and welcome to part 31 of Monty as we move into year 2 of his restoration. And I'd like to say the year got off to a cracking start, but unfortunately there was a couple of issues and a couple of errors, and we'll come on to them later in the video. Anyway, we've cracked on with the work and we began with an awful lot of painting. The various parts that have come off of Monty and been cleaned up and placed into storage have all been given a coat of red oxide, but I haven't gone any further with the paint because obviously being in storage they're going to get dusty and all the rest of it, and I didn't want them to get damaged. But now I'm getting ready to fit the bits back on. Of course, we're getting them in the paint shop and getting the top coat on. And here you can see we've got wheel hubs, brake crossbeam there, prop shaft hanging up, S-cam poles underneath the table there, and they're getting a coat of grey primer. You need to put the grey on because otherwise the red oxide tends to show through the deep bronze green. It's just a coating of basic grey primer just to seal the red in. Once that's done, of course, out comes the deep bronze green, and as you can see everything's all nice and shiny now. There's wheel hubs all done. Had a bit of an issue with the wheel hubs. My little detail spray gun decided to pack in halfway through and I had to swap over from a big gun. And of course with the big gun you can't get in around the wheel studs, so there's a bit of overspray on the wheel studs there, but we'll get to clean that off before we fit the wheels back on anyway. If you remember, we had our 3 prop shaft flanges to sort out that were well and truly corroded and were never going to seal and keep the oil in, but we managed to get them repaired with our Barnwell Speedy Sleeves and a new set of oil seals. And you can see here briefly as I'm going through, fitting the Speedy Sleeve on and fitting the new oil seal. I did the whole fitting the sleeve thing in much more detail in a separate video of how to fit a Speedy Sleeve, and if you haven't actually seen it, you can click on the link that appears below, hopefully in the comments section, and that'll take you straight to the video and you can see exactly how it was done. Anyway, all 3 flanges got sorted, new seals, and here they are in the paint shop getting the red oxide on, and then primer, and then green paint. And here we are with all 3 cleaned up, painted, new seals fitted and everything ready to go and get fitted back onto the truck. To clean up the axle face, get rid of all the old sealant, and then they can fit straight on. Here we are all 3 fitted and they do look good. I can't fit the actual lock nut on the end at the moment because I've no means of holding it secure to get it tightened up properly. That'll have to wait till I've got the wheel hubs on and the half shafts in. But for now, they're on and they're looking good. According to Douglas Adams in his book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the most important thing you need to survive life and the universe is a towel. Now I can see the merits of a towel, of course, they do have their uses. Me personally though, I prefer a bit of string. You can do so much more with a bit of string. And here we are with our bit of string holding up the brake crossbeam while I fit it in. It's not that it's heavy, but the string takes the weight of it and leaves both hands free to get the ends lined up. I've got gaskets to slide in behind the bearing housings, and then somehow I've got to get the 2 bolts in, and as you can see they fit in down behind these leaf springs and there isn't much room. Fortunately, once you get them lined up and in and the nuts on, the nuts are captive, so you've just got to tighten the bolts up with your hands wedged down the back of these leaf springs, and you don't have to be reaching around both sides of the axle. The crossbeam in place, we get its lubrication in with its little remote grease nibble here. You can see this little brass tag on it for telling you where to grease. I do a little bit more brasso on that, but it's a nice little detail touch, and we like the details, and it's all about details to get it right. And here's our crossbeam, and that's swinging quite nicely, that, as opposed to how it was all seized up before. Mind you, speaking of details, not everything goes quite right. So with new felt seals to go on the back of the wheel hubs, there's 4 of these, 1 for each wheel station, and the new felt seal comes on a long roll, so you feed it into its carrier, carefully feeding it in, mark it off where it joins, and then you've got to make a little overlapping joint to make sure it seals properly. So here's our marking out here, making sure it's dead square, and then cutting out our little overlapping joint. And you can see the quality here. Dedicated craftsman at work, meticulously. He's got it measured, all cut out, trimming it off with his nice new Stanley knife there. It's a real joy to watch this man working. Absolute skill going on here. And you fit your new seal in, feed it round, tucking it all in properly, making sure everything's absolutely spot on. The little overlapping joint at the end there, that all fits in nicely. And there we are, one lovely new seal. Another 3 to do. And then you get to the third one and you realise you haven't measured it properly and you haven't got enough to do the 4th seal. How the hell did that happen? It gets worse though, because then you find that the dedicated craftsman has cut out the overlapping joint on one of the seals the wrong way round. And that's no use at all either. So now we've only got 2 seals we can use instead of 4. And what makes it worse is I've ordered the job lot of these felt seals and passed them on to other people for their restorations, so they're going to be short as well. In our bag there, sat on the table, you've seen these round seals. These fit into our brake S-cam, and you've got a brass bush there, and the little felt seal fits on the end to keep the dust out and help to keep the muck out of the bearing. So we've got to get rid of our old seal first, and as you can see, that it's had a bit of a life and certainly wants replacing. We'll clean this little channel out with our little scraper here, polish it up with a wire brush, give the bush a once over so it's nice and clean, and here we are with our nice clean housing and waiting for its new felt seal. And they are an absolute pig to fit into those little slots. They're really fiddly to get it lined up, and it looks at first like it's going to be too big, but then once you get it in, it fits in there quite nicely and tucks in, and that's going to keep the dirt and grease out of our bearing. And that brings us on to the second of our problems. There's 4 of these little felt seals in with each S-cam, 2 for each bush, and for some reason I managed to only count 3 when I was ordering them, and I haven't ordered enough of them either, so I'm going to be short of them as well. So another setback, another error on my part. I've got to put my hand up to that one, but we'll get over it. Got to say, it's quite mind-numbingly boring standing in front of the wire brush and cleaning all the nuts and bolts, and it's an even bigger nose bagging them up and sorting them out. But when it comes to days like today and you're fitting bits back on, it's nice to just get the right bag of bolts, and they're all there nice and clean, the correct nuts and the correct spring washers, and you can just start bunging things back together. And here we are with our back plates going on. Started on the rearmost axle on the near side. We've got our aluminium ring on the front with our shiny new felt seal in it. 2 back plates all bolted up, ready and waiting for the brake shoes. Our S-cam's fitted in the side there, in with its new felt seals as well. And well, that part of it's all looking good. A bit of a problem with our remote grease pipes for greasing the S-cams though. Both of them are absolutely blocked solid with old dried grease. And I tried cleaning them out, poking them out with a bit of wire. That wasn't happening. They even had to go burning the grease off with the blow lamp. And I thought at first it was looking promising, but even then I'm running an airline through it to try and blow it out, and it wouldn't have it. They're absolutely blocked solid. So the only answer is to make 2 new pipes. They're only 3/16 pipe, so a bit of bendy car brake pipe does the job, and you can bend it to shape quite easily. Replace the fittings on the end, new barrel olives on and what have you, and it all goes in, and that's going to look quite good, and it will be able to get some grease in the S-cams. But then that's given us a bit of a problem as well, as you can see here, where I've pumped a bit of grease into that bush. It simply pushed the felt seal out the end, and then there's that great big clod of grease there just waiting to smear itself all over your nice clean brake shoes. It looks like there should be some kind of shim over the top of that felt seal to hold it in place. The parts book doesn't list anything and there's nothing shown, but I think I might try and invent something, just a little thin shim, just to hold it in place, keep that grease in, and save it going all over the brake shoes. I think that'd be a sensible modification, that. Hasn't all been work though. I did take a bit of time out the other day and visit the Cable Military Show. I didn't take my 2 other trucks down there because obviously they're not in their military guise anymore. But I had a good look around the green stuff that was down there. Did see another Militant, big cargo one, and I did get to meet Bernard the Matador. Well, I'm sure some of you have been following Bernard's restoration on YouTube. If you haven't, he's also known as Matador 248. I would do a link to the channel, but I can't work out how to do that. So here's a picture. Just search for Matador 248 and it'll take you to the channel there. It was great to see Bernard in the flesh though, and meet his owner and have a chat. Obviously we're both into the restoration bit, so we have a mutual interest. And it was good to finally catch up with a guy that I've been talking to on the internet for a long time. I've never actually met in person, so great to see you on Sunday, Seamus, and best of luck with the next project. Maybe sometime in the future we'll get Monty up to Cable and we can have Bernard and Monty together in the same bit of video. So we have made a bit of progress. Year 2's definitely up and running, and we'll get there in the end, despite our errors, shall we say. It's not a race anyway, it's more about the quality of the finish and how you get there. So do hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.